Hey guys, International Stacker back here again, and I have some gold, I have some silver, and I have a bunch of worthless paper or fiat currency. And by the way, guys, this is literally billions with the B, but I want to thank you all for watching. Please like and comment. Any kind of interaction with my video helps me greatly to beat the censorship. About 85% of you watching my videos are not subscribed, so please help me beat that censorship and smash that subscribe. And very quickly, before I get into the video, I want to say a big thank you to the sponsor of this video, who is Great Thunder Gold. It's a gold and lithium explorer and developer. And guys, without these sponsors, I couldn't do cool giveaways and take you on adventures all around the world. So again, thank you to that sponsor. And thank you to all of you for sponsoring by simply smashing that like button.
One stacker on a journey to find silver. International Stacker.
On Saturday, July 31st, the rental moratorium ended in the United States. So if you remember, that was a moratorium that was put in federally and even at the state level, but primarily federally, to make it so you couldn't evict people. So what did that do? That made it so people could stay in their houses during the scourge. I don't dare say the P word, during the scourge that went through our land. But it also hurt a lot of landlords. Guys, I was a landlord, and I couldn't afford to carry rent for the property I had at the time for 3 months, 4 months, a year and a freaking half. So the moratorium did keep people in houses, but it destroyed people that were renting houses, trying to get ahead, trying to really get that American dream. So what's going to happen once this moratorium ends, or now that it's ended? They're going to start going through the eviction process. I would, if I was a landlord and hadn't gotten paid for a year and a half. And folks, many of these people probably could have paid, but they just didn't, which is horrible. What's happened to people's integrity these days? But people are going to get evicted. What happens when people get evicted? They are going to be displaced. They might end up on the streets in some extreme cases. They might have to go live with families, and then you'll have multi-family households, which puts strain on the community, etc. You might have people lose jobs and have to relocate, move out of their communities. A whole bunch of crazy stuff can happen. But if you want to see how bad the homeless situation can get, and check out this Engelhard silver bar. If you want to see, or this alien head, how bad the homeless situation can get, go to California. Who out there has been to California recently? I have. That's why I made this video getting these gemstones, and you guys should go check that video out. And someone said, all your videos are sponsored, IS. I'm sick of it. Literally like 0.01% of my 900 videos are sponsored, and that one's not. So go check that out, because that was a great video. But if you've been to California lately, the homeless problem is huge. Camps everywhere, open using of drugs and just people shooting up, increased crime, increased all kinds of crime, by the way, right? So thefts, windows getting smashed, shoplifting at the very least, sexual assaults, all kinds of crazy stuff is going on. And if you want to see what the rest of the nation can look like, look to California as the example. If you see my last video, I think it was called 50,000 Reasons to Stack Silver. If you haven't, folks, please go watch that one. Inflation is huge. It's a huge problem. And since April, we've literally broken records every month since April. We've broken records. I have one more package here that I'm going to unbox next month and make a video, because I expect we're going to have another inflation video. Side note, someone said, hey, IS, you're stacking all this paper. Should I start getting that? Is that an investment? No, this is not an investment at all. I simply wanted to get this paper to give you guys an example of inflation. That's a $100 million note. That's a $5 billion note. Both these currencies were normal, like yours, you know. 1, 5, 10, 15, 100. And they got up to 100 million and 500 billion. And actually, they got to 1 trillion. But it's happened all across the world many different times. So I'm not going to get deep into that. I've done it a bunch of times. But inflation is a huge problem. There is a new variant, which if you've not turned on the news lately, you'll see that really has done a number in England. Although they're on the down curve, which is really encouraging. They're on the down curve. But there's... this new variant is becoming the dominant variant all around the United States. You guys, when the whole beer flu thing started, I was making videos updating you, because I do work in emergency management. It's my field. And I was letting you know what you should do, how you should be prepared, what my predictions were. And for the most part, I hit the nail on the head with most of those. And I think I'm going to hit the nail on the head with this. I've been thinking this for a couple of weeks. But yeah, it's going to become the dominant strain in the United States and everywhere else. Why? Because it's more transmissible, so it can simply compete out the other variants. And if you remember the R0 or the R naught value, this is like up to 6 in some areas, okay? So that means for every one person that gets it, they can push it to 6, okay? So I don't want to get into how bad it is or how not or that whole discussion. My whole point is cases are going to spread. They're going to increase. You know what's going to happen. Shutdown, right? Hashtag shutdowns. So be prepared for that. I'm fully expecting that to happen. I don't think it's going to be a nationwide thing. I think there's some states that are going to not do it, but I think many are, and you might just happen to be in one of them. So I asked you at the beginning, are you going to survive or are you going to thrive? And shout out to Lynette Zhang. That's how I stole that from her. I stole it from her video. No, she said it. She's not trademarked. I checked. No, but I love Lynette Zhang, and I really love that. It's not about surviving situations and disaster, which is my line of work, emergency preparedness. It's about thriving. So how am I going to thrive? I'm prepared with emergency food. I'm prepared with emergency water. I've got my medals, but in a disaster, one of the most important things is your emergency fund cash. And thankfully, my emergency fund is not from Zimbabwe. Otherwise, I would be in big trouble. But you need to have an amount of cash that you could use during a disaster called your emergency fund. Some people out there like Dave Ramsey, some don't. I happen to hate his viewpoint on metals. I think he totally misses the mark. But that's something he talks about too, which is an emergency fund. That emergency that fund is for, that could be a hurricane, that could be an earthquake, that could be the ice storm we saw in Texas, and people literally froze to death in their apartments. Are you crazy? Are you kidding me? That could be a broken transmission on your car. You should always have some sort of cash, so when something happens, you don't have to tap into this. Because remember, guys, for me, metals are a hedge against inflation. They're a way to preserve your buying power, and where you do that and possibly have a chance to make profits in the long term, although I'm not a financial advisor, see my disclaimer in the description below, is over the long term. So if you put everything you have into metals and then your car blows up or Billy cracks his tooth in half on a peanut, you got to pay for that. You're going to have to sell some of your metals, and you might incur a loss. So always keep a small emergency fund of cash. Now, currently, and I'm filming this on Sunday, silver is currently at $25.50, and gold we're at about $1,813. Dollars. That's the spot price. I hope they come down in price, by the way. Why? Because I'm going to load up. I hope they crash. But even if they crash, guys, you wouldn't be able to find it cheap anywhere. Their premiums on them would just be through the roof. But I was recently told it's a waste. There's no history. Metals are no good, blah, blah, blah. And the person was telling me that while gold is still near its all-time high, silver, which I think there's more upside potential in silver, is nowhere near its high. It's been at 50 two times in history. I think when it was actually like $49, but 2 times in our history. And the first time in the 80s, if you correct for inflation, that was well over $100 an ounce. I believe we're going to be there again, which is why I'm stacking and sharing my adventure with you. I'm just some rando on YouTube, so please do your own research. But that's why I'm so heavy. But if what I think is going to happen happens, I'll convert it out of metals. I'll get it into the currency, whatever that currency is at that time, if it's the Fed coin or whatever. But I'll convert it, I'll put it into other assets. So I think there's big pressure coming on the housing market. I think we're going to see a huge crash. And when that happens, I can convert it over into those assets. That being said, I really think gold and silver physical should be your primary stack, your primary protection, your safety net. But I'm continuing that quest to try to find the best mining stock, silver and gold exploration. We looked at uranium, guys. We looked at everything. I'm still on that journey. And again, big shout out to sponsor this video, which is Great Thunder Gold. And just like Thunder Mountain Ride at Disneyland, let's get on this train and let's go down the rabbit hole and let's check them out. All right, folks, so here we are with Great Thunder Gold. And remember, this is a gold and lithium explorer and developer, but they do silver as well. And their market cap is currently, I believe, right around 9 million United States dollars. One thing I wanted to mention about this company, which was my first flag. What do we say? Do as we say, not as we do, right? For all the global banks and millionaires and billionaires, right? We need to listen to them. Don't copy what they do. Canadian billionaire Mr. Eric Sprott, and if you heard of him or not, he is a literal billionaire in Canada, owns 15% of this company. This billionaire actually is a self-made billionaire, which does get a lot of respect from myself at least, who made his fortune building Sprott Incorporated, the world's premier mineral and resource asset manager. Okay, so he's been in this space for quite some time. He's also a shareholder in other companies that are active in the region that Great Thunder Gold is in. So that tells me that he actually really obviously loves that region. I did want to mention that he was also has other positions in Wahlberg Mining, which went from 6 cents a share to $1.35 in 4 years. That's like cryptocurrency growth right there. Can you imagine? 6 cents to $1.35. And then Kirkland Lake Gold went from $4.72 to over 50 in 4 years. So, yeah, that's what first brought this company to my attention. I'm like, okay, well, that's interesting. I did want to mention that they have all kinds of projects here in Canada. Canada, eh? So see this project right here. They have gold, and look, 1,000 hectares. This one here, they're mining metals of interest is gold. This one here, our favorite, gold and silver. You guys know I love it when there's multiple metals. We got gold here. Look at there. And there's a bear. So we can sell bear furs if it gets too bad. Here's the lithium. If any of you guys saw my video with Blue the Miner, okay, go check that out when I was in California. It was awesome. But that mine there had a bunch of lithium. And then we got the Chubb. We got the Chubb property, guys. And that's another lithium. So to me, that's huge that one, they have so many different operations with different types of metals. You know, this is a world-class operation, or at least opportunity in my humble opinion, and I'm not a financial advisor. My disclaimer's in the description below. But the point I wanted to make here is that Great Thunder Gold, their land claims, which a lot of them they've actually acquired in the past year, and who knows, maybe they got some discounts on it because the beer flew, who knows. But they're awesome, and I think they have a lot of potentials. And they're actually drilling right now. So I expect to, we'll continue to get frequent news from the ground, so to say. And you guys know what I like to do. I like to look at the leadership who's leading. And Blair Naughty is that Naughty? Naughty, I think that's how you say his name. Sorry, sir, if you're watching. Blair, sorry if you're watching, if I butchered your name. But Mr. Naughty has over 30 years experience. That's huge, guys. Huge. True professional, has been in it forever, roles in many different Canadian companies, mid-size. So look, he's had companies acquired by Merrill Lynch, but the main thing I like about this is he owns 17% of the company. He owns 17%. So he owns 17, then Mr. Sprott owns 15%. I mean, that's over 30% just by the CEO and the billionaire, which means they have skin in the game. Okay. I like when they have skin in the game. We've got Richard Macy, who's the director. We got Glenn Wallace, chief financial officer. Glad to see the acronyms for that position. John Morrell is the director. Then David McCowd is also a director. I did want to mention right now, we're at 50% of the all-time high. So kind of like silver, guys. Silver's all-time high was around $50, and we're at about half of that. So is this company. So that's kind of interesting to me. And again, they're a lithium producer. If we go back here, these last two properties here produce lithium. And ladies and gentlemen, we are an electric vehicle, or otherwise the acronym is EV boom right now. So the same reason I like silver, because I think even if tomorrow silver was not worth anything monetarily, that the demand in it is going to still continue to support and drive the price, because it's the best conductor of electricity in terms of metals. It's going to be needed for solar panels, phones, flat screen TVs, missiles, okay, etc. Well, lithium is critical for electric vehicles and that type of technology. And the fact that they have two here, to me, is very interesting. Let's see here. 29.3 million tons, 1.19% lithium oxide. And 20.9 tons, grading 1.15. I don't know much about lithium, so I need to look up if that's actually a good grade. But since they're reporting it here, I mean, I would think it's probably a good grade per ton. With gold and silver, guys, they'll give you like so many grams per ton. And that's how you know if something's viable, if it's going to be really good, if you're going to make a lot or a little. And by a year, I mean the company, if we're a company. So to me, that's very, very interesting. So let's pull up here. Okay, and I flipped to a different chart here. Okay, so we got the chart here. Looks like 52-week height saying is 73 cents, and the low is 24, and we're at 46. Yeah, so, I mean, I like that. I like that entry point right there. And again, they are GTGFF on the OTC market. Most likely, you're going to have like an Ameritrade or some sort of major, like mainstream company to be able to buy it. Apps like Robinhood, which, by the way, what was the Robinhood IPO? Robinhood, and apps like that don't carry it. What is their symbol? Robinhood symbol. Oh, it's Hood. I didn't freaking realize that. Can you tell I don't own any Hood? Let's see where they're at. I'm just curious. Wow, even with... Why are you doing that? Even with the drama, guys. Even with... Even with the drama from, like... You heard what happened with, like, halting and all those issues they had. It went from 33 bucks to 40 in the last, what, 52-week range? Which this isn't even 52. Anyways, I just... Side note tangent there. Oh, 3 signs of stock growth. I wonder if Tesla... Did Tesla go up? You guys, when Elon Musk went into space, I was so excited because I definitely want to go. Let's look over the 1 month. Oh, yeah. Well, they've been doing okay since the launch. I don't forget the exact... Let's look at Amazon. See how that did after Bezos launched up. Ooh, we're in a little bit of drop there. Man, 3,000 a share. That's crazy. But anyways, going back to the point at hand. Super interested in this. And guys, when these companies ask to sponsor a video, I give my honest opinion, and I do not take them all. I've turned down many, many, many. And I speak truth and what I truly believe. And obviously, I want to pick the best for you. Because these are the ones I'm looking at, so I'm never going to say something is interesting if I really don't think it is, okay? And if it was all about the sponsorship, every single video would be sponsored. I'd take every company that comes to me, but that's not the case. But again, big shout out and thanks to sponsors because they help me help you. And I've literally, before I had a lot of sponsors, guys, I literally gave away multiple kilo bars of silver. So if you're one of the winners of a kilo bar, one of my other gauze, please put a comment in the description, or please put a comment below and let me know what you won and let others know what you won. And I am going to put a link to this company below in the description so you can check them out. And again, folks, please, please, please like, comment, subscribe. Big shout out and thank you to all of you. I broke 27,000 subscribers lately, which was truly amazing and mega. I have all kinds of content on here, from the Nile River to Dubai to the Saudi Arabia gold market to Africa to baking gold in the oven to everything. I have everything you could ever want. Please just go subscribe. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked it, and I guess I'll say catch you on the next one. Woo! And let me know what you think down below.
One stacker on a journey